Hey everybody, here's a quick demo on your equation stacking puzzles activity for today. You can read this slide on the document. I'm not going to read it for you. It basically just says the problems get harder as you progress through each puzzle. But the main idea is whatever you solve for in the top line will be used in the next line. For instance, let's just say that A equaled 10 when you solved for it up here in the first line. It does not, please understand me that it's not 10, but let's say it is. You would then take whatever you solved for that A equals value and you would use that in the next layer. So you would then plug in 10 times 7 minus B equals 12. Okay, and then do whatever algebra you need to do. Obviously, in this case, you would distribute 70 minus 10b equals 12, and then keep going from there. Obviously, 10 is not the right answer, but I'm just demoing that as how you would plug things in. And then obviously, whatever you got for B, that would go in for B in the next layer, so you could solve for C, so on and so forth. Once you get to the bottom of puzzle 1, like once you found the E answer, you're completed with puzzle 1, and then you would move on to the next puzzle. Puzzle 2, I'm going to show you a few things here, and then I'll cut this video off, and then I will have one more video just in case you want to go to the extra hard questions at the end. You'll have that video that you can watch if you get that far. But for instance, on letter, let me find my paper, I'm actually going to give you an answer. G is 0.5. As I spoke in the first video today, you will get some simple decimals, meaning like 1 decimal point at a time, or some very simple fractions. So there's an answer, G equals 0.5. When you go to plug in that G value for the G in the next layer, watch at this little extra step that you might not have seen before. So we're going to have that negative 12 times G, which we know is 0.5, plus the H value, which we do not know we're solving for, equals the negative 8.5. Okay, so at this point, typically you're used to thinking about backwards PEMDAS and starting to like move numbers to the opposite side of the equal sign away from the variable. However, the obvious, in this case, we have this multiplication sitting here. We need to take care of that before we can move any numbers away from the variable. So we just need to go ahead and do negative 12 times 0.5 equals negative 6, and then go ahead and, obviously rewrite what we have. And then at that point, it's like, oh, okay, now I can move that negative 6 by adding 6 to both sides and get my result for H. So just throwing that out there, some instances like you see in this case might happen again, where you might have to do some kind of like combining of like terms, kind of do some multiplication before you can actually take care of the algebra. Last thing on this slide is I want to just make you aware of how important it is to pay attention to the negatives. If you haven't caught on to that yet throughout all of this stuff so far this year, I don't know where you've been, but anyways, just calling this out. Look at this problem right here. Oops, I lost myself here, hold on. Too many buttons. Okay, so look at this problem right here. I'm just going to make up a value for H. So let's say that H equaled negative 3. It does not, that is not correct, but let's say that it did. Watch how we're going to have to be careful with these negatives when we plug stuff in here. So we'll have a negative out in front of the parentheses. We'll have a negative 3, if that were correct, which it's not, in for the H, because we're plugging in there, plus my I value, which we do not know and we're solving for, equals the 5.5. So as you recall, hopefully, when you go to deal with this negative sign on the outside of the parentheses, it's like you're distributing a negative 1. So be all the more careful when you're looking at that. Negative times a negative 3 is a positive 3, and then a negative times a positive I is a negative I. Okay, equals the 5.5. And then in that scenario, obviously just want to call out the fact that once you move that 3 away and it cancels out, just realize that you're going to be left with a negative I, aka a negative 1I. For when you're isolating that variable, you need to remember that negative 1 is technically sitting in front of it and you've got to peel it off. So there's just some hints on how these equation kind of building puzzles work. I truly think you guys can get all the way through puzzle 1, puzzle 2, and puzzle 3. Remember, when you get to puzzle 3, obviously you have some fractions involved here. You are more than welcome to use the ABC button on your calculator. Remember, if you have a mixed number, you would plug that in as 20 ABC 1 ABC 2 to manage those mixed numbers. And obviously, even if you have to put a negative out in front, you can do that as well. So I honestly think you can make it all the way through puzzles 1 through 3. If you make it that far, I would recommend you watching my last little video. The next one I'm going to post is about puzzle 4, because it has some extra difficult steps that you haven't seen yet, but you can totally do if you watch my video. So good luck on puzzles 1 through 3.